All right, I'm at the edge of the woods right now, and what I'm going to teach you today is the gardening techniques that the Native Americans taught to the Pilgrims. And the only little difference is that we're down in Texas. We're not in the Massachusetts Bay Colony at the moment. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to scoop out some topsoil, and I'm going to put it in my raised beds. The topsoil we're looking for is, see, we're right here in the tree canopy and all this. Up under this tree canopy, down in here, you can look at where my shovel is. Like that stuff right there, it's just good topsoil from where the leaves have come down every year for a few years. And I'll just go a few inches in and scoop all that up until I get my gorilla cart full, and then I'll bring it back up. I'll show you what's next as soon as I get this cart loaded. All right, this gorilla cart is beyond loaded. It's so heavy, I don't know if I'm gonna even be able to drag it up there. It's probably about 300 pounds of dirt on there, something like that. So I'll see you in just a minute. All right, what I got here, this is just, it's not even an exact measurement. It's like 2.5 by 2.5, something like that. I built everything out of scrap here. It's 1x4s in a square, stacked on 1x4s in a square. So it's probably about 7 inches tall. And all I'm gonna do, this is why you don't throw away scrap. Any trash you shouldn't throw away. You should find a use for it. But I use these to hold it in place. Just these little spike scrap pieces of wood to hold it in place. So after I dump the dirt in here, I'll show you the trick that Squanto, the Native American, taught to the Pilgrims to grow food in a garden. As you can see, I've got the dirt in the gorilla cart here. I'm just gonna open it up. Pretty simple little latch. Open that up, and then I'll take that dirt and dump it in there. Always follow safety precautions when lifting heavy stuff, of course. Hopefully you'll listen to me. All right, now just to be clear, a lot of what the Native Americans did, they would build like a 2x2 mound that would be almost like a pyramid shape, but I'm not really set up to do that because, as you can see, this is dirt right here. It's like a little rock, but it's dirt. It's just the way this dirt is around here. So I could hoe on it and plow through it a bunch, but I just went ahead and built a box. And so the idea here is to get as much growth into every little area as possible without weeds coming through, and then also plants that complement each other, putting those in here. We're gonna do the Native American crops, corn, beans, like green beans, and squash. The Native Americans would bury a fish with it whenever they planted it. I don't want to bury my whole fish with it, so I ate the fish. So what I'm gonna do is bury the heads and the guts, and of course the skeleton that was left from the fish with this. So every part of the animal has a use, and it's going to go back into growing some stuff. So let me get that, and I'll plant the seeds and everything. All right, so this is turning out to be a stinky job, but here's the fish. If you wanted to see those, that's the fish heads. Now, all right, so All these seeds I got from mypatriotsupply.com. They're not sponsoring me or anything, but they're organic seeds. And if you want to know where to get them, go to My Patriot Supply. All right, so this golden bantam corn, I'm gonna go ahead and plant that. Summer squash, and then bush beans right here. And summer squash is right there. I'm not planting those right now because actually what you gotta do is the beans and the squash, you wait till the corn is about as tall as like your hand, like you can measure it by the size of your hand. When the corn's that tall, you can plant the beans with them and the squash too. They all work together because the beans can climb on the corn, and then the beans also shade the squash enough to get it going. But anyway, this is stinking, so let me go ahead and bury these fish, and then I'll plant the corn and everything. Man, those are nasty. That's just there's some guts there. This may seem like kind of a gross job, but it's supposed to make the plants grow, so it's a good idea to do it. All right, there's some more. All right. Okay. I got them all buried. Hopefully you can hear me over the flies now. And of course the dog smells it, so it's another thing. Make sure your garden's fenced in or away from predators and stuff. There's some extra dead grass clippings. It's not gonna hurt anything. But I'm gonna plant 5 seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one in the middle. And I'm not gonna plant them real deep because my soil's real hard. You can kind of be the judge depending on where you're at, what your soil's like. We got different types in Texas. Hopefully these roots are gonna get some kind of extra vitamins from these fish. The problem with planting vegetables is you gotta let them grow. So y'all are gonna have to check back with me in a month or so and see how they turned out. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 seeds in each hole, so I'll plant a total of 10. But the other thing is when they both pop out, I'm gonna weed them. Whatever one I think is not gonna grow as well, I'll go ahead and pull him. It actually is hard to concentrate. It smells that bad. I'm gonna knock these down in the soil a little bit with this hoe, and we're done. I'll just update you guys on this video as time goes on. Keep track of me. If you don't mind, share it. If you have any comments, put your comments below. So I'll talk to you guys later on.